Oh, shit. The half's over? All right. We got to wake up for that. Snooze fest, man. That was brutal. As an underplayer, that was wonderful. Loved that half, Slim. What did you think of that half of football?
I bet the Russell Wilson over yardage. So something better happened in the second half of this game. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I mean, that was a snooze fest of a first half. I thought the Cleveland game 2 weeks ago was bad. This one was rough.
We are seeing offensive line deficiency in its finest form here from the Indianapolis Colts. Now onto the third string center, second string tackle, second string guard. Matt Ryan moves slower than my grandmother, who let me tell you, it's not a quick mover. And this is not a wonderful setup here for the Colts trying to move the football. I'm interested to see what the total is on the second half. We got under 21 on the first half, which seems like a steal at this point after watching that first half of play, because neither team could move the football a lick.
I like this last one. Dr. Tang is on. Both these teams suck. Matt Ryan is going to get sacked more here. Yeah, I wish there was Matt Ryan. How many times are going to get sacked in the second half type of stat, because he can't evade any type of rush, and that offensive line is horrible. I mean, they went from having one of the best offensive lines last year and Jonathan Taylor, arguably the best running back in the league, to having a ragtag line with a bunch of second and third stringers. And they got a guy who's an undrafted second-year player, Deion Jackson, has been running the ball, and Philip Lindsay's been washed up for the last 3 years. I don't know. Colts don't have much of a shot here.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. They went out to the free agent market, spent money on a quarterback, and it's a downgrade from Carson Wentz. That's brutal, man. That's tough.
Now, I tweeted out this week, they said that Frank Reich and the GM in Indy might be fired, both of them, before the season's over. And I'm like, yeah, they went with Phillip Rivers. Then they went with Carson Wentz. And now they went with Matt Ryan. Just trying that 3 years in a row, that is a fireable offense in the NFL.
That is. So we got Pedlo commenting here, just popped off a 95-1 exact at Remington. Ooh. Congratulations. That was a wash trifecta of quarterbacks that you just mentioned right there, just back to back to back, just picking these older quarterbacks that they can't move the ball. It's crazy. You mentioned first fired. I want to mention this real quick. If you like San Francisco this week, Matt Rule, first coach fired, plus 200. He's got San Francisco this week. Then he flies to play the Rams, and he's got Tampa Bay at home. He's going to be a 7-point dog in all three of those games. The next chance for coach fired is Kingsbury. And then after that is the two we're seeing tonight, which aren't going to get fired right away. I like Matt Rule, plus 200, first coach fired. I think it's a good time to bet it, because I only think you'll have to sweat it for a week and a half or so.
Yeah, I was even thinking about the C-Mac under, because that San Fran defense looks really good. And yeah, Carolina does not look good. I don't think Baker is saving that dude's job anytime soon.
Baker is not saving anybody's job ever. This is just brutal. All right, real quick, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us here. This is the halftime Betapalooza. Slim and Somo, we're coming at you with best bets for this week. We got a second half bet coming up. I'm waiting right here for the lines to come up. While we do that, we're going to jump right into Slim's props. We got to fire these off quickly, baby, because we don't have too much time. So, Slim, Jacksonville Jaguars took a ton of love last week, got beat up a little bit, took some heat from the Eagles. You're going to one of their player props. Tell us about your boy James Robinson.
James Robinson looked like one of the best running backs in all of football after the first 3 weeks. Last week is a total anomaly. He only had 29 yards rushing on 8 carries. It was a monsoon. They were playing in Philadelphia. So you just have to wash that one out, and he gets the remedy to the team that I've been playing against. Prop bets every week in hitting. Eckler last week. The week before that, Khalil Herbert led the league in rushing against the Houston Texans. This rush defense sucks. They are Swiss cheese. They gave up 161 yards rushing in week number 1. Jonathan Taylor. Khalil Herbert went off on them in week 2. The Denver running backs had their way with him. I think James Robinson over 61.5 yards is a slam dunk this week. He had 66, 64, and 100 yards rushing in his first 3 games of this season. I think he gets right back to it. Jaguars need to use this guy to get up the offense running, and he's the man.
Yeah, I know. It's money in the bank, man. I like this a lot. Houston's rushing defense is absolutely awful. I got to shout out the Grassi rate that's going on right now. I have no clue who you guys are, but welcome to the room. Why not? Have a fun time. Hey, look, I like the fact that you're going over here with the 61.5. I think he gets it. It's a bad rush defense. They're going to feed the ball to him. They should be up early, which means that they're going to want to slow down the clock, get more runs in. I love that. All right, let's talk about the second half real quick. Denver -2.5, -103. The total is 20, -125. Is there a world that they score 20 points in this half?
That they score 20 points? I was sleeping because this game was so boring. 20 points, no way.
No. Okay. All right. We're going under here. We're going under. All right. I'm going to go. I'll put the under up here. Tell us a little bit about your second prop that you like here. Philly with Hurts. Who you got?
Jalen Hurts. Man, he was my breakout quarterback of the year, and he is proving it. Last week, another anomaly. I'm taking two players out of the same game. James Robinson and Jalen Hurts played in Philly in the rain. Jalen Hurts over 249.5 passing yards is what I'm betting in this one. Arizona has the third worst pass rush and the worst coverage rank per PFF. And Jalen Hurts, he passed for 333 yards and 340 yards in week 2 and 3. I'm expecting those types of numbers in this matchup here. Since Arizona sucks, they're going to be in Arizona over a fast turf. I think they get blown out. I think the Eagles are one of the best teams in football.
I love what Hurts has done through the air. It is one of those situations where you've seen Arizona play two good passing defenses and two good passing teams and two terrible passing teams. The Rams and the Chiefs had no problem moving the football against Arizona consistently. Those teams, that's more of a comp to me toward the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's what I'm going with here. I agree with you here that Hurts should have a day. I'm a little worried they're going to get too far ahead that you won't get the passing yardage. And no, I have no clue what the hell just happened. I see the face there. The chat just
I'm looking at the chat. I don't know what happened to this YouTube, but that was really funny. I guess that's a thing on YouTube that happens.
Hey, who knows? Who knows? So you got Hurts with the over 249.5 passing yards as a second prop. I like that one as well. I think that looks pretty good. Again, like my key word here is what happens if Philly gets up too much. They've blown people out early and then absolutely quieted afterwards. So that's my main concern. You worry they get up too much early in the first half?
Yeah, I think so. It could be that way, but I just think they got enough Kyler. They'll get a few big plays, Kyler and that crew. Marquise, Hollywood Brown. They'll hit a few plays to keep them passing enough is what I'm thinking, especially at home. And Hurts has 4 TDs in 3 were in one game. Very good one. Yep, I got you, Curtis. That's true. That's why I'm not beating TDs because I don't know if he's going to run them in or throw them. That's the problem with Hurts passing touchdowns bets. I don't want to get involved with too many of those. So I think the yardage is a safer play.
Well, the Arizona secondary is awful. They're terrible. And if you have Devonta Smith and you have A.J. Brown both in that game, they should be able to wreak havoc on the outside. Love it, Michael. I know you were hanging out with us on Dudes Who Bet Daily. Appreciate you checking out all the different shows. The under is looking phenomenal here. First half under, crushing. Hopefully crushed. Period. Crushed. Cashed, baby. The second half under. Hopefully we can keep this thing going. We're going to play second half under as our halftime bet. -120. Under 20 for the second half. Total was 43. That's Papa Dude's bet. He's looking good. Aaron played Denver -3. That was on the brink here. I think it's interesting that the second half line is Denver -2.5. So that makes me like kind of wonder because we're leaning off the number. A lot of times, we'll talk about that in a second here, Curtis. A lot of times you see Vegas essentially align themselves in the second half to whatever this game number was. Vegas is telling you that Denver is better. That's why this line is 2.5, not a pick 'em. Generally, you would have seen this as a pick 'em. I would lean Denver second half as well. This Colts offense looks atrocious right now, just absolutely atrocious. I mean, you're wearing what, a Dickerson jersey there? Dickerson jersey?
Eric Dickerson. Yeah, this is my Eric Dickerson throwback to the late 80s there, early 90s.
He is rolling in his football grave watching this team try and play offense. All right, Curtis asked me a question. Well, that's why I said football grave, not real one. Just football grave. Is there any QB more cooked in the NFL than Matt Ryan? Slim, go.
I said it week 1. I think I did a week 1 review show, and I said Matt Ryan is washed. I knew it back then, and I think, it's bad. He should just retire. He's done. I think he's the background of this show. Oh, Jesus, we should have come up with something a little bit better than him.
I played Colts first half under. I played Colts game under. I had to put Matt Ryan as the background. I felt like it was the right thing to do. I would take Joe Flacco over Matt Ryan right now. I would rather have Joe Flacco as my starting QB.
Then that's a perfect segue into your pick.
Give me Miami minus 3.5. That's
boy.
Mike's play of the week. We are 4-0 in these plays. Miami's available at 3 in some places, but give me the 3.5. I will take the worst number because that's how much I like this game. All right. Last week, Thursday night, we watched the Dolphins play the Bengals. The Dolphins were 4 days rest off 93 defensive snaps in the 100-degree Miami heat, and they were still able to play with the Bengals. Now we have 10 days rest for this defense. Slim, do you know who the last 3 quarterbacks the Dolphins played?
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and
Joe Burrow.
Burrow.
Do you know who they play on Sunday?
My man, Zach.
Zach Wilson.
He's already going after Brady's girl.
Talk about, he's going after Brady's girl's mom, most likely, if it's Zach Wilson. Talk about a downgrade here from a quarterback perspective. It was Lamar, it was Burrow, it was Allen, and now you get Zach Wilson, who looked atrocious for 3 quarters last Sunday. I don't mind the move here from Tua to Bridgewater, especially with 10 days. You have 10 days of prep here with the first-time starters, and Mike McDaniel showed that he understands Teddy Bridgewater a lot better than the coaching staff did last year because he was already able to get this team moving. Bridgewater played significantly better against the Bengals this year than he did last year when he had time with the first-team reps. Now you got 10 days worth of first-team reps. You got better wide receivers. The defense has 10 days worth of rest. This is by far the worst quarterback they've faced. 3.5 is a joke. This line should be 6.5. I actually bought it up to 6.5 to get plus money on this in one bet as well. So I've got them at 3, 3.5, and 6.5. I think the Dolphins absolutely roll on Sunday.
Yo, they ain't gonna mess with Sauce Gardner. They got Sauce.
Yeah.
They got Zach.
Yeah.
You got Garrett Wilson.
This is making me feel even better about the bet.
Jets are back.
Your rebuttal is they've got Sauce Gardner makes me feel even happier about how much the Dolphins are going to win by on Sunday.
I'm a Jets fan, so I'm not going to support any of this.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to support it.
Hey, I'll tell you this. Coming in to the Meadowlands, divisional rivalries run deep. These games can be tight.
Yeah, they can be. They also can be blowouts. Quick question for you. Who would you rather have starting for the Jets right now, Flacco or Zach Wilson, if you had to win the game on Sunday?
Zach Wilson.
Really?
Yeah, he has the it factor. He can make a big play. I'm telling you, man. I believe in Zach.
All right. I do not believe in Zach. I would rather take.
I don't believe in Daniel Jones anymore as a Giants fan. I don't believe in Daniel Jones, but Zach, I still got hope for him.
Let's actually, that's a good segue. Let's talk a little about that game. I cannot believe that game is only 7.5. The Packers and the Giants. We don't even know who's starting for the Giants yet. It is one of the best teaser legs I have seen in a long time because you can buy that down from 7.5 to Packers minus 1.5. Is it going to be Gardner Webb? Like, who's going to start for the Giants?
I like the Saquon over in that. That's one of the bets I'm going to be giving out tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. I have a show where I go through some more of my prop bets. I like Saquon over because the Packers defense is, I don't think they're going to, they've given up the 11th most rushing yards. They're ranked 3rd worst run defense by Pro Football Focus. So I would be a little hesitant. I think 1.5 teasing it down. The 7.5, I don't like that. I think the Giants could keep it tight enough. Well,
the Patriots embarrassed the Packers last week to even make that a game. The way that they were able to just run the ball, they were on a 3rd-string quarterback, Zappy, a rookie quarterback who's actually talented, came out of Western Kentucky, played well, but the first game in the NFL, he looked awful in the preseason. They just couldn't stop the run, so Zappy never had to throw. It was just ridiculous. I agree with you.
Bailey Zappy.
The Giants are going to
try. The Detroit Lions. That game's going to be fun. The Lions are like crazy. 93 points against the Seahawks last week combined. That was nuts. But anyway, they are coming out for the second half. Russ is going to get cooking. I need like 170 yards passing from him in this half. So come on, baby, you can do it.
I got bad news for you, Slim. That's a lot of cooking, a lot of line orders that you need there from Russ.
Actually, I think only 160 yards passing. So I think I got it.
All right, now you got it. All right, let's review
Oh, there we go. It's 10 yards right off the bat. I'm good to go.
Let's review the bets real quick. Slim going over Hurts, 249.5 passing yards. Slim going over James Robinson, 61.5 rushing yards. My best bet of the week, Miami, minus 3.5. Broncos, Colts, second half, under 20. The bet for here. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Slim and Somo Betapalooza. We'll be back next Thursday night It's another terrible game, man. I don't even want to. I saw the preview for it, and I was just disappointed what we got coming up next week. But we will be back anyway with more best bets. Thank you very much for joining us. Check out Slim's prop bets tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, giving out more props all over the place. Check out Dudes Who Bet Daily, noon Eastern, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for our best bets from the horse racing and sports world. We got Keelan tomorrow. Slim, are you ready?
Breeders' Cup. Here we go. The dudes say, cut all the bullshit with the with the football. Get back to horses. The Breeders' Cup's in a month. We need you back looking at the horses. So I'll be getting some Breeders' Cup coverage coming up soon.
You going to Breeders' Cup?
Probably not, dude.
Wrong answer.